Looking for extraterrestrial life. Why are we even looking? People believe in UFOs, aliens coming to Earth trying to communicate with us. UFO stands for an unidentified flying object, and it is already considered a pseudoscience. A pseudoscience masquerades as science but does not follow the scientific rules of evidence. NASA stands for the National Aeronautics and Space Administration. It is the United States government agency responsible for the space program as well as the aeronautics and aerospace research. It was first established in 1958 by President Dwight Eisenhower. Since then, NASA has conducted many space flight programs. NASA's first flight program was the X-15, which was an experimental rocket-powered hypersonic research aircraft that flew low outside of the Earth's atmosphere. So how do we know what else is out there in the universe? Technically speaking, there are many components that go into the topic of other living organisms. There needs to be a habitable zone. A habitable zone is a circumference around a planet in which organisms are able to live and breathe. There also needs to be an atmosphere, and within that atmosphere there needs to be oxygen for these animals to live. If planets have both of these requirements, they also need the properties of life. The properties of life are 7 necessities for life to be able to produce and evolve through natural selection. There needs to be order, evolutionary adaptation, response to environment, regulation, energy processing, growth and development, and reproduction. A cell is the lowest level of organisms that can perform all activities required for life. The probability of finding life in the universe can be seen by using the Drake equation. The Drake equation shows the number of civilizations with whom we could potentially communicate with. To look for extraterrestrial life, scientists have developed a spacecraft called the Kepler mission. It is NASA's first mission capable of finding Earth-sized planets around other stars. It was launched in March of 2009 and since then has confirmed over 1,000 exoplanets. Mars is the planet within our solar system that has the closest possibility to obtaining living organisms. The planet has a very thin atmosphere mostly consisting of carbon dioxide, and it also gets much less sunlight than Earth. That is a problem because sunlight is energy, and without it, Mars has crazy temperature variations. The average daytime temperature is 68 degrees Fahrenheit, and the average nighttime temperature is negative 67 degrees Fahrenheit. This is such a short time scale that organisms would have to adapt and be able to endure both of these temperatures. These are the Mars Exploration Rovers, also known as MER, and they are the ongoing robotic space mission to Mars. There are 2 moving rovers, the Spirit and the Opportunity. The Spirit is the smaller rover on the right and was first put on Mars at the beginning of this space mission. The Opportunity is the larger rover on the left and traveled to Mars back in 2012. This space mission to Mars first began in 2003 to search for the soil and the rocks on Mars that can tell scientists about the planet's history. Back in January of 2014, NASA reported that they will move their space research into searching for evidence of ancient life. Now NASA's primary objective on Mars is to look for evidence of habitability, fossils, and organic carbon on this planet. A key component to habitability is water. The Earth consists of 3/4 water, and that is the abundancy of water that makes life on Earth even possible. Water on Mars is still a mystery, as it is believed to be trapped underneath its surface. If water was on the surface of Mars, it would evaporate too quickly. NASA's budget has been cut within the last few years, and it has shocked many people. Their space-related activities have always helped the U.S. economy. In 2005, it was reported that the Space Foundation's activities contributed $180 billion to the U.S. economy, as more than 60% of this came from commercial goods and services created by these companies related to space technology. Also, NASA's numbers of employees have only grown since what it was in 1960, at about 6 times what it was when it first began. And their budget has been drastically cut in 2010 by a couple $billion, and they have been fighting for it to be raised. Scientists everywhere have been protesting the government to stop these cuttings of NASA's funding. Because of these budget cuts, NASA has had to delay and cancel many of their space missions. However, they still use their resources of scientists in its new budget of $17.6 billion for 2014 to research its new deep space system. This will explore asteroids so it can protect Earth from any future impacts. They will also identify possible threatening asteroids and redirect them. NASA's last space shuttle launch was called the Endeavour, and it was launched back in July of 2011. It flew from Florida to California, where it is now retired. Even though NASA stopped sending aircraft into space, it has not stopped with its research. They have also begun creating a new space telescope called the James Webb Telescope, and it will replace the outdated Hubble telescope. It will be able to make observations in infrared. It should be launched in 2018. There are over 100 billion planets in the universe, and of that, only 1 billion are possibly habitable, and out of all those planets, there's only one known civilization, which is us, here on Earth. It's NASA's mission to find out what else is out there.